Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm coming back with another video, Fabio HART. And what I want to talk about, man, and it was pretty interesting today, is that I received a phone call in regards to yours truly, AJ Simmons and myself. Okay, so first off, it was, I guess, I don't know if it's one of AJ Simmons' subscribers, but he called me. I have no idea why he called me, but he called me, and I spoke to him. We had a very long conversation. And what happened was, I guess he invested into a franchise. And anybody and everybody that know me know, I don't know the franchise area like AJ Simmons does. I mean, that's his specialty. That's where he excelled at. I'm independent. He's franchise. But to get back to the story, the guy called me up, and I won't give his real name because I don't want to feel like I'm putting him on blast, or I don't want him to come back with a some type of rebuttal video lashing out at me or AJ. But the thing is, my friend, you have to do your research. You have to. Just because AJ Simmons get on camera and you see him do hundreds of videos, he explained the process that you got to go through to go start up the franchise, right? The thing is that you have to still do research behind that, behind what he's telling you. He's just giving you on the surface information, right? You can only do a video for X amount of time, right? No one has time to really sit in front of the camera for hours and hours and hours and really break down how an independent operation operate and how a franchise operation operate. But there are a lot of books on the marketplace about franchising as a whole. Franchising as a whole is franchising as a whole. Right, you can get a book just to get a generalization of how a franchise is ran and what goes into putting a franchise together and what goes into buying into a franchise. They have books on this topic, right? Excuse me. So it's up to you, my friend, to do the legwork. What AJ Simmons and myself do, what we do is give you straight, direct, point blank information. We give it to you with no chaser. Right? We give it to you very direct. We don't kind of tell you, oh, beat around the bush. And the thing is, the guy, he said that he got an account or whatever, and he said the franchise didn't even help him get into the account. He got the account on his own. But he bought into a franchise. But he said something along the lines he wound up having to do his own work because the franchise wasn't behind him. That could very well be true. I don't understand that area because I never bought into a franchise. I'm independent. So once you talk to AJ about that, he might be able to kind of direct you how you should go about and what you should go. But just to call me, my friend, and tell me AJ is a scam, I'm a scam, the information that we putting out is not respectable information. Look, my friend, this is how we feed ourselves, our families. This is how we live, how we want to live. This is why you don't hear us complaining. Most of 95% of the information that we give you is just common sense information. It's just not commonly practiced, right? A lot of this stuff that we give you, we didn't make it up. I'm here to tell you, we didn't make it up. It's in the books. We read, we listen, we go to seminars, we go to workshops. We don't think we know everything, right? And you have to do the same thing. When you listen at what we say, you have to follow that up with further research, right? If somebody telling you building a building, I can tell you, well, what you want to do is find a good developer. What you want to do is find a good site. I'm giving you on the surface information on what I think you should do. But for you to know that I'm absolutely right in what I'm telling you, you have to do concrete research. You have to essentially you have to know what I'm saying is to be truth, right? Same thing with the franchise, my friend. Same thing with the independent. I've been getting out the mud since 2012 February, right? And I have grown my business dramatically, right? I swear, I sleep when I want to sleep, right? I do what I want to do, right? I do a lot of these videos. I mean, sometimes my days be boring as hell. And I'm just here to tell you because I'm getting it out the mud, right? I have people doing certain things for me and I pay for that service. So it frees up my time. So it's kind of like, oh, what do I want to do today? Go to Toledo, right? Go to Detroit. They'll tell you that we always see him in the mall. We always see he's always in Starbucks. People interrupt me. Hey, Fabio, you look familiar. I know you from somewhere. All of that. I'm sure AJ Simmons get the same thing. Him and his wife and his children. You get approached. People recognize you. The thing is, though, is we work very hard for the position that we're in. If you're not willing to work that hard, you're not going to get in any position. You're going to stay a failure, right? And that's with anybody, right? So with the gentleman that called me, look, my friend, before you contact, and another thing, you said something about, you could tell AJ is a scam because I give my number out to the office and he doesn't give his information. The thing is, my friend, that man has a family. And you have to put yourself in his position. If you had your business and you were successful, right, and you're working and you're doing, you may not want to be interrupted out of your family dealing with YouTube phone calls and people from Facebook calling you and Twitter and Instagram and Tumblr and etc. Right? Because my number is everywhere, right? It's on anything that I'm on. I put the number on there, but I take the calls. Anybody that can tell you that, they actually speak to me live. They get transferred to me and I talk to them. It could be at nighttime, daytime, afternoon, whatever. It gets transferred to me. I get the call on the cell, and there you go. I talk to him, right? So because he doesn't give out a number, I'm sure you can email him. I'm sure you can talk to him through YouTube, right? There's other ways. You can leave a comment. There's other ways that you can contact him. So just because someone don't give out their personal number or their office number or whatever, that doesn't mean that they're a scam. Because there's a lot of people that give out numbers, and guess what? They are a scam, right? So don't make that to be a factor. See, what you're doing, my friend, is you're making it more about me and AJ when it should be more about your determination to win, right? You're making it more about the information that we give you here on YouTube. We're not saying that what we're telling you here on YouTube is gold. This is not the Bible. We're just telling you our experience. In the respectable areas, franchise and independent. He giving it to you from the mud on the franchise side. I'm giving it to you out the mud on the independent side, right? So if you're with the franchise and the franchise isn't backing you, I'm sure it's ways to get out of that. If you had to get your own account after you spent X amount, thousands of dollars to start this franchise, but you wind up having to get your own, drum up your own business, then I probably would be upset too. But that's not AJ Simmons' fault. That's not Fabio Hart's fault, right? That's kind of your fault. You need a lawyer, right? You need an accountant. You need respectable people that you can depend upon to help you with your business. Mentors or something. You need somebody that you can consult with, essentially, to help you through this matter. It's a scary situation when you're just starting out. Sure, you got doubt that you can't do it. You don't know if it's for you. All of these things happened to me. But when I got my first account, I was, that's just one account. What the hell I'm going to do with this, right? I got to make it grow. So that's exactly what I did. But I had the power, I had the determination, I had the drive, the motivation, right? I listened to motivational audios. I read motivational books. I read business books on all subjects. Subjects that don't have nothing to do with cleaning, like eBay. I read up on eBay, right? Amazon, how to sell on Amazon, YouTube. And this has nothing to do with cleaning. But I like to keep my mind growing. I like to stay knowledgeable about any given topic, right? I read books on topics that I'm really not so, into. Like I've read a science book about some type of science situation. I really don't get into science like that. But I like to be knowledgeable, right? I read the newspaper, right? I get text alerts to my phone from Google, right? I have all of these apps on my phone I'm watching Portsmouth News for Portsmouth, Virginia. I'm watching Atlanta News I got all the apps on my phone. All of these news stations has these apps, right? But I like the information. I like to know what's going on. I like to know. I operate in VA. I operate in Georgia, right? I operate in Michigan, right? I operate in Ohio. So I like to know what's going on. I watch the news in all of those states, right? I watch the news there because I like to know. I want to know what's going on. No one told me to download these apps. I just realized that every station these days have an app. And you can stream live on your phone, and I stream it, and I watch it. But no one told me to do that. I'm looking for information, folks. You have to look. You have to look. If your franchise tell you something, and you take what your franchise says as the Bible, then as you're doing what my dad would say, you climbing up the creek without a paddle, right? Don't even trust the franchise all the way. I'm not saying that they're out to scam you. I'm not saying that some are, but there's some pretty nice ones out there. But you even want to double check on what your franchise say, because you want to make sure you're operating legally. You know, you don't want nothing to hit you out the woodworks or get blindsided by something that you shouldn't be getting blindsided by. Right? So again, if you feel that way about myself, if you feel that way about AJ Simmons, I know you're going to say I'm just defending him because we friends, you've seen videos. Has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with that. Absolutely not. The thing is that he's a reputable business guy. He does what he does. I do what I do. And, you know, we click-clack in the middle. You know, we talk every so often. We get together, we talk. And it's not just about cleaning. It's business as a whole. What's going on with politics. We do talk about anything, right? So I wish you nothing but the best. But I do suggest, if AJ was the reason you got into franchising, don't get into anything because of me, because of AJ. Get into it because you believe in you. You believe in the fact that you have the capabilities to run a franchise. You believe that you have the capabilities to run an independent cleaning service, right? You believe in you. We just help you restore that belief within you, right? We give you motivation. Yeah, you need to do this. You can do that. The easiest way to do that, if you go this way, you won't have to worry about all of the stuff that'll come because you went around this. That's what we do. We like the rah-rah guy. We gave you the information on the surface, told you directly how to take off, and if you either you're going to listen to it and take off, or you're not. But you can't hold us accountable because you had to, market into a franchise on your own, or it didn't a certain deal didn't turn out the way you wanted it to turn out. Because I guarantee you one thing: when you start making money, we're not going to get those phone calls from you. We're not going to get those emails from you, right? We won't even know that you're making money. Chances are, because you won't contact us. You won't say, "Oh, Fabio, you and AJ Simmons, you guys are some you know what? You guys helped me make my first $1,200 cleaning account, and I owe you guys a big handshake. I owe you guys the world. You guys are phenomenal. Anything I can do for you guys, I'm here to help." You're not going to do that. So you're not going to do that when you start becoming successful. So don't do that when you have a little adversity. I'm Fabio Hart. The only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Take care.